everybody, welcome back to part 2 of how we met, or our arranged marriage, if you'd like to put it that way. Okay, so where had we left off?
We were betrothed on your farewell party, and
in
my dad called you. Yes, despedida.
Okay, so his father's just called me Elizabeth Muyu is the future of Solomon Ocampo. So I stand up, I am in tears, I don't know.
Tears of joy.
That's the thing, I don't know. When I'm sad, I cry. When I'm happy, I cry. When I'm anxious, I cry. When I'm shocked, I cry. So I don't even know those tears were for what. They could be of shock. I don't know. But so yeah, he calls me out and we go, I stand, we are betrothed. Next day, I fly back to Kenya. And the first order of business is to call my then boyfriend and tell him, it's Mambo Mbaya. And so I explained to him what happened and we decided to break it off because now I need to find out what exactly is happening in my life. So I break that off and I entered what we call complicated relation. Me, myself, was not understanding what kind of relationship am I having. And
it's not exactly long distance relationship.
It's not long distance. It is, you've been told who you ni wako ni huyu, bas. Story meisha. Anyway, not political. Anyway, so that's what happened. So that was in April of 2012. So we would talk to when we had left, just like, hi, how are you? And that would be just about it. We didn't talk much. So in December of 2012, I realized I want to get out of this betrothal or whatever this is going on.
Why?
I need to move on with my life because I just felt like there was nothing happening and then my life is on pause. My relationship life is on pause, And I finished Bible school, I'm working already. The next step in my life is to get married. And then here I am, I'm betrothed, I don't even know what's happening.
Nothing was moving.
Nothing was moving. I don't even like the guy. The guy is not even my taste. I'm just there. But I take a time also to pray about it. I'm not hearing anything from the Lord. And so anyway, so I called Philippines quickly. I told them, you know what? Please break my betrothal. Please betroth your son to somebody else. Because I'm not going through with it. I'm not going to go through it. I don't think arranged marriage is for me. And so that was that. I did that and they talked to me for long. I remember his mother talked and talked and talked, but I wasn't backing out. I was like, no, I have to break it. I have to move on with my life. I can't just be on pause, on betrothal, whatever that is. And so I broke it off and he took it. How did you take it?
Well, I was just, shocked. At the time, we were not really emotionally invested yet, so it was a shock in a sense that I knew this was going to be the arrangement, right? And we were gonna get married, and here was the bride flying away.
Actually, another thing I needed to know was whether he could actually pursue me, whether I could be his choice. I didn't want to be in a marriage and then things happen and they say, I didn't even choose you, it's my mother who chose you for me, or it's my father who chose you for you, you're not my first choice. So I didn't want such things. I'm like, a woman wants to be pursued. Any woman, any day, you want to be pursued. So this was also to know whether he really was into it or he was just going to do it because he has been told so.
Okay, while we were not emotionally invested with each other, it was really a shock for me. And I pursued her. I couldn't believe what was happening. It was like a panic mode, crisis. So I kept pursuing her at the same time that my parents were. And so I just kept on trying to convince her to come back. And what she said was no. And then I tried again. This was over a period of time. And she was just a very firm person. Some would call it stubborn. But when she made up her mind, she really stands by it. And there was nothing I could say or do. I tried to negotiate with her on some terms to get it back on track. But she was just clear in what she wanted. That she didn't want to waste time. And it's true.
And I didn't want an arranged marriage.
And she didn't want to be in it.
So he
anymore.
pursued so much that I had to block him. So I blocked him on all platforms, all social media platforms.
Stalker.
Like this guy is too much. Like blocked. So blocked,
True
blocked.
story.
And that was it.
So, but I still kept pursuing and pursuing.
How did you pursue me and I blocked you? I think it ended. It ended like that.
I used the other, there's not one social media, there's multiple channels. But then she blocked me on all of them.
It ended like that.
And
I
then,
blocked you and everything.
And then I reached the end. After like a third period of pursuing her, I kind of resigned to the fact, because if she wouldn't listen even to my father and my mother and to me, I didn't want to force someone to marry who didn't want me. So I accepted that fact. So yeah, it was a sad moment.
So after blocking him, I continued with my life. I picked up where I'd left off and went back on the market and made it very clear. I remember even I wrote a Facebook post, I am single, and you came. I think that's what made me block you. You came and commented, really?
Yes.
That's what made me block you.
How is your fiance posting on social media?
I'm not your fiance.
Okay,
You know what?
your betrothed person. I am single. Like, what?
Anyway, so from that post, for sure, my inbox was open and everything. But anyway, so since I was a pastor, I graduated in 2012. I've been ordained a pastor. So my level of
dating,
it was not dating, it was courtship. I wanted to marry. I don't have time to waste. And then also I'm an example to other young ladies in the church, so I can't be dating over here, wasting time. So I was in courtship. So I began, on the vetting your prospects and who this and who that, and so that it was mostly pastors. Those are the ones who mostly pursued me, because they wanted pastor wife. And so, but during that time, I realized that most of the people who were pursuing me, the moment I'll say, okay, these are the purity standards I want to stand by. These are the moral standards I want in a relationship. No, this, how far is too far, such kind of things. These are the standards I want to maintain in a relationship. And when we get married, this is what I want from our marriage. But we were clashing on that a lot. And most people be like, stop faking it for the pulpit. Once we get off the pulpit, life is different, morality is different. And to me, that's not how I see morality. It's like, it has to be in your life from day to day. And so that was the obstacle I really pursued. And I remember going back to my secret chambers in prayer, and I said, God, send me a man whose purity standards are higher than mine. And that was my standard, because what men were requesting from me, I was like, no. If this is while we're courting, how about in marriage? See, this guy will, Anyway, so that's where I had reached. And in 2014, it just intensified the burden to get somebody whose purity standards, if I tell them you're not going to kiss me until the wedding day, they will accept, And so while I was in that situation, I was like, maybe the Ocampos, because I know their purity standards as a family and I know what they believe in. I was like, maybe God, that person was Solomon Ocampo. Back
to my arms again?
Okay. But I didn't contact him. So what I went and unblocked him on all social media. But when somebody's unblocked, they don't know they're unblocked. I went and unblocked him. And then at some point he said hi in August. And I was like, hi, how are you? And so at that time I said, Lord, if it's truly Solomon Ocampo, let him ask me to marry him. Let us not play these games of betrothal, wasting time, blah, blah, blah. And so that was for me.
So you wanted a proposal?
Yes, I didn't want to waste time, and if that was for you, and also because I knew your purity standards, what you guys believe in, and what you as an individual believed in, and so I was like, okay. And so he went back to hi, how are you, and all that, and then
like strangers again.
Like the strangers we always were.
Yeah, we were really strangers.
Okay, so at that time, then he asked me, "What's your ring size?" I'm like, why would somebody want my ring size? I'm like, anyway, I gave him my ring size, and And then he was like, if I ever marry you, I'm not going to hug you, I'm not going to kiss you, I'm not going to press my chest on you. I was like, Jesus, this is the man I've been looking for. He's the one telling me my first kiss will be at the altar. Hey, this is a greater standard than I have. And so I was like, this is the man. That's what settled me. I was peace at heart. So though I had no feelings for this guy, no nothing, I